One news. Okay, today we'll see Lady Macbeth Act 1, Scene 5, and I'll show you the text. Lady Macbeth Soliloquy, Act 1, Scene 5. Here is a small introduction about the author. You know that Shakespeare has written 38 dramas in English. He was born in 1564 in Warwickshire, Owen, Warwickshire, in England. After that, history says his father was a businessman, John Shakespeare, and later on, the family fall into some debts or some problems. He had to work. He went to England and he worked in some places in theaters. Thereafter, he began to write dramas, to act in the dramas, and then he used it. He used to write. Then, after his death, his daughter Susanna published everything. That is the history. In this Act 1, Scene 5, Lady Macbeth, we see Lady Macbeth comes on a stage and reading a letter which was written by her husband. And you see, he was also an officer in the Duncan's army. Whenever there were problems, he was sent to the front to solve the problems. On one of such occasions, he was sent to Scotland. He solved the problem. And he was also a brave soldier. He was also a brave officer. When he returned, some 3 witches met him on the way and they greeted him, "Hail the King of Scotland." So, on hearing that words, that's all, his dreams began to fly like anything in the sky, and he wanted to be the King of Scotland. He believed those witches. So he wrote in a paper and sent it to his wife, and she read that. He believed, and she wanted to take the kingdom of Duncan. And what is she is doing? She is reading that. She is reading that letter and is dreaming, and she is making arrangements and wanted to usurp the kingdom. And we see how she was doing it. For a woman, even in this one, we see she was advising her husband, "You must look like a flower, must look like a flower, but there must be poison under the leaves of those flowers." Okay, that much cunningness, that much cunningness and craftiness he is involved in, we see in this. And that is what soliloquy means, a monologue, a person who is speaking to herself. A person who is speaking to herself is the soliloquy. That's what we see there. That's what we see there. She was talking to herself. She was talking to herself. I wanted to show the previous version. I don't know how to go. Wait 1 minute. Anyway, she wanted to. She was talking to herself. The one small that YouTube clipping I sent to you. She was talking to herself. When her husband comes, he was pleading with her not to kill the king. He was talking with her not to kill a king who came to their house. You see, trusting them, but she didn't listen. He wanted to take her. He wanted to kill. He convinced her, and she says, "You be calm. I will take care of." And now in this line we see Tan of Kaudar. He became the since because he solved the problem there, and they named it in Tamil. We know Gangai Gondan, Kodaram Gondan. Such names are given. In the same way, since because he solved a problem there, that name is given to him. And Glamis is also a name of a place. Glamis is also a name of a place like that. And you see, she is enticing him to kill the king, to agree him to kill the king. And here in this stanza, in these words, we see, what is your tidings? What news do you bring? He was asking a servant. They say that servant says, the king comes here tonight. The king comes there tonight to stay in their house. That is all. She made everything ready to kill the king. And she was telling, the king is not going to go away from here. King is not going to go away from here. He will be, his matter will be finished here itself. That is the matter. And there comes a raven, and it was croaking. And you see, that was not a good woman there. And she says these first three lines, what I am underlining is very important. Under my battlements, this raven himself is croaking. The king is not going to go from here. In this line, you see, unsex me here. Unsex me here means, what does he mean? She wants all the female qualities to be taken away from her. I don't want to be a woman anymore. I want to kill the king. Take away the female qualities from me. She was praying to someone, and she wanted to be a male-like. She wanted to be brave, and she wanted to kill. She no courtesy, nothing. Even when he was counseling her, because he is coming into our house, we must not do that. She never listened. And you see, here is a conversation between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth is going on. My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight, and when he goes, he is asking, tomorrow, as he purposes, he says tomorrow. And what is he say? What is he saying? Oh, never, son, that tomorrow see you, your face, my thorn, is a book where men may read strange matters. What is he saying in these three lines? That is all you see. Your face is a book where men may read strange matters. And in a line he is saying, he is not going to go away from here. And she advising her to be guile. What is guile? And be guile, you look like an innocent person. You look like very innocent. You must not show yourself. And you see, you welcome him nicely. Your eyes, your hand, your tongue, everything should work together. And in this line, what is he saying? Look like innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. You see, a wife advising to husband to look like innocent flower, and uh, and to have poison like snake under it. And you see, the king comes, he stays there, he believes them, and she was going to kill the king, but she was not able to do that since he feared the king. And she comes back, as I told you already in Tamil version, she goes with a dagger, he goes with a knife, he goes there, he nears the room and was looking at the king. And you see, when she was entering the room, she was going near to the king's bed and was holding the dagger in her hand. She wanted to stab him. But when she was going there, looking at the king's face, King Duncan's face, she realized her father, and she thought that this king's face resembles my father's face. How will I kill my own father? I can't do that. She gets into some fear. But the king is innocent, he is sleeping. She didn't know anything about that. She returns back and comes there and asks her husband, speaks with her. She speaks with her husband and asks him, you go and kill the king. That fellow, even though he is a brave soldier, he has some righteousness, he has some certain qualities, some good qualities. He was arguing with her. But this lady, she is not allowing, continuously speaking with him, you go, you have to kill, you look like innocent person, you should kill. There is no way, otherwise I won't be your wife. And go on convincing, go on insisting that. At last, what is he? Even he had that intention to become a king of Scotland. Even he had that wrong intention to be the king of Scotland. He plucked the dagger from her. He plucked the knife from her. He went without understanding, without having any realization. He was the king who made me to rule. He was the king who trusted me. He was the king who named me the title, gave me the title Tan of Kauda. And he was the king who trusted me in each and everything. He forgot all such things. That's all. He stabbed him, and the king is no more, and he is dead. And you see, if you see, even in the biblical scriptures, if you see, there we see a woman uh, and Potiphar's wife. There we see a gentleman called Joseph. Joseph was an innocent man. He was working in Potiphar's house. His wife, she kept on talking with him and wanted to have him, and she tried to do some mischief with him. And one day she was convincing him to lie with her. Then he said, he's a servant. Joseph was a servant in our house. And he said, you see, your husband, he didn't save me anything. He gave all powers in my hand except you, since because you're his wife. Otherwise, everything was given to me. But how can I do such a big mischief? Still, she was convincing. And he didn't yield to it. He didn't commit that sin. He escaped from there. But when the Potiphar comes, when your husband comes, he says, you see, you brought an Egyptian into the house. You think that he is a servant in the house. You know what did he do? When you were not there, he tried to take away me. He tried to lie with me. So he was accusing her. You see, sometimes in certain cases, there are women like this Lady Macbeth. They look like flowers. There is poison, as snake's poison under their leaves. Such kind of women are there. That is what Shakespeare is trying to present in his Macbeth. In his Macbeth, particularly this scene. We see that. So you try to, of course, in YouTube there are several people who tried their level best by putting uh, several uh, things on that. You may even have the whole drama. I noticed that someone had put, maybe audio would be little poor, but if you have time, it would take some 2 hours. You can sit and see Shakespeare's whole drama. There is possibility. So please do. If you want to ask some questions or anything, you may ask. I want to tell you, in this one there are lines like this. You see there, he was saying, perfected report and unsex me is important lines. Unsex me is all important lines. You may underline them and keep them.